The white supremacists lately have been pulling another tactic out of their ass. This tactic is another form of white deflection from their atrocities. What these white supremacists do is they'll blame it on the Jews. They'll say the Jews are running the country, the Jews are the richest people, and they'll claim that every elite family in America is a Jew, which is a joke. You know what? I'll prove that this is a lie. We can just name some of these families and you can look at their origins. The Waltons, the Bundys, the Tafts, the Coffins, the Koch family, the Mars family, the McMillans, the Cox, the Pritzkers, the Hearsts, the Duncans, the Newhouses, the Lauders, the Candlers, the Dorses, the DuPonts. Well, the DuPonts, some of the DuPonts are Jews, but the Hunts, the Bush, the Marshalls, the Browns, the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, and the Astors. None of these people, and this is just a tip of the iceberg. The Kennedys, the Benjamins, none of them are Jews. Not even one. The Jeffersons, they're not Jews. All these families have net worths of up to $1 billion on the low end. Not one of them. Not one of these families. Not one of them is a Jew. Except maybe the DuPonts. Except maybe the DuPonts. Actually, are the DuPonts Jews? The DuPonts might be Jews. If they are, I'll hold that out. But I'm pretty sure they're not. Let's look it up. Some are Jews, some aren't. Alright, so there's that. So the majority of the families in America, as we all know, are not Jews. At the end of the day, black people, at the end of the day, like I said, Jews do their shit. They got their sneaky little moves, but they're playing a position. I already broke down what the position is and what they're doing. At the end of the day, it's goddamn white people. It's always been white people. It will always be white people. It's white people. It's just white people. That's what it is. It's white people, white people-y. It's white people, white people-y. That's what it is. That's what it is. And when you look at certain quote-unquote altruistic things that they do, you'll find the real causes and the real reasons. Alright? They put the Bolsheviks in power so that they can do business in Russia. If you look at who went over there right after the Bolsheviks got into power, it was American industrymen who couldn't get in there under the Romanovs. Plus, they didn't want to pay the Romanovs back for funding the American Revolution. I mean, that's just the truth. Same with the South African apartheid situation. The only reason that they ended apartheid was because a lot of that stuff was nationalized and they wanted to get in there and do business there. Deeper business within the energy market. Once they got the apartheid out of the way, they made everything public and then they got to business. Western companies were able to move in. They don't care if it's a white country. That's why they don't like nationalism. That's why they don't like white nationalism. Because they only want one group run anything, the white supremacist oligarchs. They're not the same. They're going against white supremacy. Why were they going against other white people? Well, it's simple. They want to do business. It's a corporatist socialism, which is fascism, and you're either in their club or you don't exist. And so the compromise with the South Africans was to give up the nukes because we don't want the Negroes to actually have any sort of real considerable power. Give them back to Israel. That's where they came from. Will allow you to do business. We won't crush your country and put you back in internment camps again like we did before. It was white people that did that, white on white crime. And so after that, they started doing business. It brought more money to the country. The blacks were completely powerless because everything's privatized, or excuse me, everything's public. So they're essentially irrelevant, even though they're running the companies and they're doing most of the farm work. They're irrelevant because it's all public, and so the money's going into the hands of the white race. So everything stays the same with Negro puppets. It's kind of like those stores in Harlem back in the 20s where it was run by Jews, but you had a little Negro standing out in the front, or you'd have a black guy acting as the head manager. They'd say he's a partner, but he's really just a manager. He didn't really own or any percentage of the company. I mean, you'd have one or two that were, good folks, passed the company down to him after they got older, but 9 times out of 10, black guy didn't know that he was just a puppet to get other blacks to come into the business and support it. Same thing in South Africa. They're just a Negro doorman, little Negro doorman government. That's why when Malema started locking it in after the people voted for him to do this stuff, all it took was pressure from the West, and all of a sudden he's backtracking. That's it. That's it. That's all it took. He's talking tough. Shout out to Malema. He's a good guy. But he understands the game. And he understands that the political quote unquote might that blacks have in South Africa is worthless. You want to see the real situation in a lot of those African nations? Look at Namibia, an apartheid state. Every time one of those people comes at you with some shit like, "Ooh, go back to Africa. You guys got power there." Look at Namibia. I want you to really look at Namibia. That is your go back. They're in Africa. They're doing what they do in Africa, in America. It's the same thing. They're the same everywhere. Everywhere you go, they're the same. Everywhere you go, they are the same. Do not listen to these people. I told you everything I said is the truth. That's why they try to silence me, because I'm telling the goddamn truth. There's no altruism, affirmative action, helping hand crap. Affirmative action, you know who it helps. The whole purpose of affirmative action was to screw blacks. Most of that stuff goes to white women. Like 80% of affirmative action goes to white women. And they know it. Everybody knows it. White people have been calling that out. Non-racist white people have been calling that out for decades. So let's cut the crap here, kids. End of the day, though, when they try to deflect from their crimes, go, look at what's happening in Africa. Look who runs the country that they're talking about. When they talk about crimes of corporations or crimes of American elite and where the money goes when you follow the dollars, it goes back to white families. Look up these families and you'll see the families I just named off. One or two of them, maybe all of them. It always goes back to them, and none of them, damn near none of them are Jews. They're all just regular white people, and the Jews that are powerful are almost always white. They're not almost always white. That's weasel talk. Let me just stop weasel talking. Let me keep it real. All of the elite Jewish families are white. All of them. Every single fucking one. There isn't one Fashala Jew that has power. Not one. Not one. You name me one Fashala Jew or Chinese Jew that's as powerful as the Goldbergs. Name me one, dude. That's as powerful as the Shafirs. You name me one. One fucking Fashala family. You name me one, motherfuckers. You name me one Chinese family as powerful as the Shafirs and the Goldbergs. You can't. You fucking liars. You can't. Because you know who runs it. They're all the same race. You fucking liars. So you shove your lies right up your ass where they belong. And that's all I got to say, bitch.